Hi everyone, this is Queen of Light 1111. I wanted to go ahead and do a quick reading on what the blocks are to the connection today for that twin flame collective that I just channeled for this Monday's message. And so here at the top, what I did was I pulled what are the three blocks for the masculine today. Then I have three blocks for the feminine today. And then I have advice from the spirit, from the universe. This is from the Keepers of the Light Oracle. This is advice for them on these blockages. Okay, so what we have first for the divine masculine's block is the goddess of forgiveness. Okay, this is the goddess of forgiveness. So what we're getting here, sorry for the glare, is that he actually, while this collective may have received an apology from their masculine, or they've been in communication, what I'm really getting from this card is that the masculine's block today is that he has yet to forgive himself for what he did. Okay, this is about holding on to hatred or anger or bitterness. These feelings that just continue to keep him very heavy, and it is stopping him from attracting lightness into his life, right? It's actually keeping his energy closed and blocked and stagnant. And so if he has been harboring pain in his heart, or resentment or anything like that for a while now, if you guys have been in separation and now all of a sudden coming together, if this has been going on for a while now, this is very much that he's been harboring this this kind of resentment and this type of pain for a long time. And so he's having a very hard time forgiving himself. Okay, so that's the first block, is his own regret, his own sadness, his own kind of hatred for himself for maybe what he did, that is keeping him from continuing to move forward. Okay, and that's really what I feel like he's processing in that twin flame energy check-in. I really feel like, remember, we said he wants to do things differently. He wants to turn a new leaf. And so this is also part of him forgiving himself for what he did so he can turn that leaf. His second blockage is energy, and energy is everything. Okay, this is, while a light card in this deck, and this deck is the divine masculine, divine feminine reunited deck. While this is a light card, this is all about energy. Okay, and so what this card is in a blockage is that his lack of forgiveness from himself, and his dislike for himself and the way that he has behaved is creating this blockage of energy. Okay, it's keeping him from manifesting something better in his life. It's keeping him from functioning better in this relationship. So his energy is blocked at this time. But remember, in that energy check-in, he's in his headspace. He wants to do things different. And so he's in the process of unblocking this energy. But again, a lot of it comes from how he's feeling about himself at this time. Now, this last card of blockage is the card of Kuan Yin. It's the goddess of nurturing. So I thought this was really interesting. So this card, when I asked what is blocking him from his connection, is all about nurturing. And so this is probably like nurturing himself. This is about, he's not able to nurture himself back to wellness, nurture himself back into a state of love. Again, he's like kind of a little victimish here, like he's victimizing himself, and he's not able to nurture himself and heal himself to come back into this union. Okay, so if there's this saying, right? People say it's not you, it's me. And in this case, in these cards, what I'm really getting is he's very much in this place that he is not feeling very good about himself. He needs to forgive himself. Even though you may have already forgiven him, he very much needs to forgive himself. He needs to unblock that energy from his space and nurture himself so he can get into this higher vibration and then transition that and elevate that into something that he can then have a good exchange of energy with his feminine, have a good relationship with her. But at this time, he's very much a little victimized. He hasn't forgiven himself. His energy is blocked and he needs to nurture himself. Okay. Now, the feminine's block is grief and anger. So, she is very much still, while she may have forgiven him. Remember, in the energy check-in today, there was a lot around Five of Swords, Five of Pentacles, and she was a little defensive. She's burdened. She's burdened by her grief of being left out, of being rejected, of being abandoned. She's still angry about it. Remember, she's like kind of going into the Queen of Wands energy. So she very much is, her blockage is that she's in grief and anger. And so she needs to try to come out of this space. I mentioned that in the reading today too, that she needs to try to come out of this grief and anger, elevate higher. He's processing his own blockage to come back to her, but she needs to get out of her head, get out of this Five of Pentacles, Five of Swords, Ten of Wands energy, and process this grief. Okay, then we have the card of boundaries. Boundaries are good. Boundaries are natural. Boundaries are required in relationships so people don't, get over on others. And so when this is coming up as a blockage, a couple of things. One, there could be that there weren't enough boundaries before. But I almost feel like the message for this card today is maybe she's putting up too many boundaries at this time, okay? Maybe it's like, I'm protecting myself so much because I'm in this grief and anger, because he's trying to hurt me, blah, 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 whatever it is. I just feel like she's putting this wall up around her again, only for it to, create more blocks in the relationship. Because remember, he's already in an energy block, and now when you have a physical boundary or a metaphorical one, it's creating more blocks in the relationship. So boundaries here is, don't put so many boundaries up to your detriment, okay? Then the last boundary here, miscommunication. Remember, very much goes with the twin flame energy check-in. She's feeling like there's a miscommunication because he's not communicating why he has retreated from her, right? Why he has put a pause on this relationship, because he's trying to figure things out. And so this miscommunication is creating a boundary. It is further fueling her grief and anger, okay? And so this is a block for her. This non-communication is a miscommunication, and it is further sending her reeling. So what is the advice? What's the advice? The advice for both of them is you are ascending at this time. The card is Serapis Bay, and this is part of their ascension. Their ascension into their twin flame connection. This is where they're going to move into their higher selves. Remember, we had the High Priestess and the Hierophant come up as a match on the masculine side. That is a higher self connection. Remember, that's the 5D, divine masculine and divine feminine. And so they will rise above the darkness. The light is here. Serapis Bay is the light keeper. He activates the light. And so these twins are ascending. They are also becoming the wiser with the Mary Magdalene card. Remember, when we're talking about he doesn't want to make the same mistakes again, right? And she doesn't want to make the same mistakes again and be rejected and abandoned again. This is about the teacher has awakened. This is about this couple, this collective having something important to share. Don't let anything stop you. So you guys are awakening through these blockages that will be removed over, this healing period, through these boundaries and grief and anger that will continue to heal as you continue to come back together. The teacher in you will awaken, and you guys are learning. You guys will be better at this connection go forward. The next card is about Dharma unfolding, and this is about just take one step at a time. Remember, in the energy check-in, the feminine wants it now. She's been waiting too long, in her opinion, but this is all about divine timing. Dharma will unfold. It will unfold at the right time. Take one step at a time towards happiness. And remember, you are on a path. This is a journey, right? This is a journey. Things take time to unfold. So things are unfolding. And then the last advice is karma releasing. It's about moving beyond the drama, making room for good energy. Remember, he needs to clear his block of energy and forgive himself. She needs to get over this, miscommunication and this grief and anger, and heal herself too, because karma is releasing. Remember, we got the wheel, I believe, a couple of times in the twin flame check-in reading, and this is very much about, they're creating their path, they're moving beyond the drama. Karma is releasing, the wheel is turning, this couple is going into better times. Okay, so that is just a quick little video on what the blocks are for that collective, for the masculine and for the feminine, and some advice for spirit, from the universe. Let me know if that resonated. Okay, have a great day, everybody. Bye bye.